Hi, I'm Kevin Roback,
And I'm Stanislav Rybaltowski.
and this is our Lab 6 implementation.
Yes, so this project is inspired by Lab 5, especially the voids. What we wanted to do is we wanted to investigate if with some more advanced tools we can simulate more interesting behaviors, such as full-scale battles and conflict. As you can see, we have several units with several possible teams, a bunch of controls, and the user just acts as a general or a omnipotent god creating and monitoring the scenery. Kevin can tell us more about the archetypes.
Right, so these are the archers, and the archers sort of try to keep a distance from the enemy units and even their own teammates and kind of shoot from afar because um, when, like, for example, a lot of cavalry run up on them, they're pretty weak since they attack slower than the cavalry. So their main advantage is just distance. And as you can see, cavalry they rush towards the other teams. And yeah, they're just a very aggressive archetype. And then we have the barbarian, which is also pretty aggressive. They're more like the on the ground troops that sort of just swarm their enemies, except they're stronger than cavalry and they're not as fast. And then finally, we have shielders, which move very slow, but their main purpose is to defend the other units, such as archers and barbarians. And they can also attack, but they're mainly there to tank damage and defend the other units.
Yes, they have plenty of health. And all of these various units are actually governed by curves, which are just continuous 2D functions. And they basically, each unit asks, I am this unit, I see this unit, I am within this distance. Should I move towards it or from it? And then they aggregate all of these different curve responses for each unit that they see, and the combined vector gets applied. Additionally, there is a little bit of random movement using a noise implementation where each unit actually prompts their position on the ground uh, to get the noise value at that location, which makes it seem almost like we have air currents or like paths within the scene. Um, Kevin can tell us more about the combat system.
Right. So when an when an enemy unit is within another unit's uh field of view, they attack the closest enemy to them. Um, and when they attack, you can clearly see this sort of arc of damage which Stash implemented, which shows you the color of which uh, team is attacking. As you can see, the archer is yellow, so it's firing at the cavalry from like a further distance. Um, um,
Yeah, so the units, the graphics, while seem simplistic, they're actually quite advanced in a way that we didn't want to spend much time on the art, but we still wanted to give them the interesting flourish and
right.
various um, features. So, for example, as you can see, when they move around, they have this squash and stretch, which makes it seem like a cartoon almost. Additionally, they have an interesting behavior in the form of billboarding. As you may notice, even though they're 2D sprites, they always face the camera, no matter if you're looking from above or from various sides, as Kevin, I'm sure, will show it. Um, they always look at the camera and not at the position of the camera, but against the camera's forward vector, which allows for this effect. Additionally, they also can flip on the x-axis in relation to which direction they're moving, again, compared to the forward vector of the camera. This allows us to just make it seem presentable from every side. One last feature of the graphics is that um, all these sprites are actually the same. And while it might seem like we have 4 different sprites for each unit for each team, it's actually just one sprite that gets color swapped using a material shader combination. Um, Kevin can show more of the surrounding battlefield and scenery.
Yeah, so this is a water shader that Stosh took from Lab 3, and this is a skybox that we took from the asset store. And yeah, thank you so much. This is our implementation for Lab 6.